what I'm doing today is building the vanity for the guest bathroom. We'll just do a rough lumber look. It'll all be stained. Have a pine top. So I made the leg posts out of 4x4s. We'll do some bracing with 2x4s. We'll do some wrap with 1x12 pine. And then we'll do the top with 1x12 pine. I did that in another house and it looked nice. So got the heater going. Because I think this morning it was like 10 degrees. So cold. It's been 24 hours almost, and everything seems to be working fine. So that new breaker on the main disconnect outside from my last video seems to have been the problem. It's weird that it was just fine for a month and then all of a sudden went bad. I don't know what that was all about, but hopefully that was the issue and we solved it. I'll show you my progress as we go. Alright, we got the first side built. We're using these lag bolts, where the bolts will be revealed on the bottom. And the top will be wrapped. So I'm just using these flush long screws. And those bolts are these guys. The timber lock. Since this will all be rough wood, we'll use those nice black headed bolts to reveal on the bottom. All right, let's build the next one. Let's put together. It looks good. What I'm going to do is wrap the top, and it's about 3/4 inch thick and 12-inch tall. Wrap that there and then lay across here. And then I will take the 2x2s, which are about 1.5 by 1.5, and cut those to length and lay them across and just leave a little bit of space between each one and create a slatted shelf. So most of the pipes will be covered. You'll still see part of the, what do they call that? I can't remember at the moment. The pipe dropping down, but then we'll probably put baskets or stacked towels under there with stuff. So no drawers, nothing fancy, but this is what you get when I build it. And we'll stain this all so it has a dark texture to it, and then we'll cut a hole here and a hole here, and we'll put a vessel sink on top, and then we'll put a single stem faucet that reaches over the vessel sink. Should look nice. And I built it so with that wrap up top, it'll push it out about 3/4 of an inch from the wall, which will leave the 1/2 inch gap for the baseboard down below. And then I'll fasten this to the wall. Into the studs so that it doesn't move. Good. Again, they're leaving that area there so I can lay hardwood floors and create a hardwood floor trap door in the midst of hardwood floors for the crawl space access. I just thought it would be cleaner and nicer looking than trying to drop it with tile or make a tile covered hard or access door. So okay, we've got the top wrapped. And the wall will be here. So I've been putting like this glued end. I don't know why they glue the ends like that, but it's so hard to get it off to stain it. So I put it out there. Now I'll just cut all the slats. They're 20 3/8. And we'll start pinning them down. I'm gonna have to cut a couple little braces right here to fill in there. Alright, conceptually that's how we were intending it to look, but I'm short on wood, so we'll either have to go get more or space them out further. So, but once it's all stained, it'll look pretty sharp. And then I'll cut 2 planks, run them across. I need to put a couple cross braces in so that they fit in there nice. We are spaced out a 1/2 inch, and that's what I think we're gonna do. I'm still short one piece, so I'll have to go get that. Okay, looks good. Well, that was fun. I've never been up that canyon before. It's a beautiful mile-long hike on game trails and the remnants of an old side-by-side trail. It's crazy. It's only, it's just up the road from my house. But I've never been up this canyon, but it's just stunning. It's really beautiful. I really thought I was going to shoot an elk. It just felt elky. Well, that's the end of the rifle season for our valley. I'll have to go south if I want to extend my hunting. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful night. Just a quick evening hunt. Anyway, what I'm doing today is a whole bunch of kind of smaller things, I guess, some larger things, but not just one big long project. I have cut this board so that it is just slightly longer than the mantle on my fireplace. Let me show you what I mean by that. One of the things we'll be doing today too is staining this vanity and then pinning all these slats in underneath. First, my wife wants to sand it down, so here's the mantle, and I forgot to account for, a couple inches of stone sticking out, so it's not deep enough. So what I want to do is create a rough cut piece of wood behind it that will stick up and across. It'll look different, but I think once we stain it the same as this and it's rough cut, it'll look nice. However, I could not find any rough cut lumber here in the valley. And so the guy that runs Call's Lumber, Dale, he said if you just take a textured sanding disc, you can rough it up yourself. So, just got the hiccups. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna throw this on my angle grinder and just start sanding away at it and see if it roughs it up. If not, I also bought this. We'll see how that goes. But this is what he specifically said he had done in the past. Okay, I think you can see how that looks. I just rounded everything up real good. And then it leaves this real rough cut look. And if you just give it a little bit of pressure, it actually creates variations and deviations in the wood. So I think that's gonna look nice. I just gotta figure out how to match the stain. I might call the company and ask what they use. So I think that'll look good. Mounted up behind that mantle if I can get it to be the same color. I don't think it'll look too kooky. All right, the next thing I'm doing is building this step up into the house finally. So I've lag screwed a header into there, and then I'm just nailing everything in around it. And then I have some 12-inch plank there that I should be able to cut the, maybe not. I should be able to cut the steps out of that. Yeah, I should be able to come down off. Should just be 2 steps, so shouldn't be hard. All right, so I think I've got the base set how I want it, and then I just did some rise and run math. And I've got this piece here, which will sit there, hopefully. And then I'll just use that as a template and do 2 more. Slap on the steps. Should be good. Okay, I think we've got those marked out pretty good. All right, so I've got all 3 cut. They're pretty darn close. There's a little bit of stepping in the tread there. But I think they're gonna work. I might have to take a little notch off the top of the tread, but we'll see. Okay, we're making progress. Got 1 step on, and I just put this center brace in. I forgot to put that in. I've got bracketry on both sides for stability, and it's looking good. Okay, they're built. Nice and sturdy. Should be there forever. Thought about facing them, but I'd rather be able to clean out from under there than have it kind of be enclosed or semi-enclosed. All right, so that's the end of that little project. On to the next one. All right, the next project is this hot water heater. I've got to get this metal conduit get this encased into that metal conduit. So I mounted the box up here to the stud, And then I'm gonna relay all this stuff up on and then put that conduit. This will go into there, and then the conduit will go onto this. And that way it's mounted and coming out of the wall protected. All right, so that's on there. And then we'll slip that conduit over this 10 gauge wire, and it should pin onto this little nipple deal. Okay, I have that all set. So, and then that can just be, I don't know if we'll use one of these, but we can just set the hot water heater and pop it in there. So, should be good to go. If we need to shorten it, we can shorten it. All right. Got her all stained. This side will be facing out, so the back side I stained most of it, but not really. Okay, I've got it all put together. Took a while to stain those crossbars, but I think it looks really nice. And now I needed to cut and place the top pieces. Man, I wish I'd done this before so we could have put some granite on top. I think it would have looked really nice. All right, you can see this board a little bit better. Might be a little bit too too roughed up, but I think it'll be good. And I've got to set it. I think it's going to stick out just slightly and just up slightly because I need that extra 2 inches of space there. So I think I fixed my issue. It's a little different, but I also decided to use these raised bolt lag screws. I'll touch up the paint on them. They're black. And I had accidentally drilled too high on these. So for my normal screws, and that's what led me to do these, is like, well, I'll cover it up by having these bolts in place. And it gives it a nice look, and the stain pretty much matched perfectly, I think. So I think it was Honey 272 or close to that. So I think that roughed up timber looks all right. Doesn't look as good as this one big block, but once there's stone wrapped on this and a big stove and pipe, and then maybe a couple items set up on here, I think it'll all just kind of work together. All right, next project. It's getting late in the day, but it feels like I need to work. Small project, get ready for the plumber, is I'm making a wide whiteboard piece that goes across, that's cut a little more tightly, that I can just slip down over and glue in place. So it has a cleaner look back there. Trying to get a lot of little things done before the plumber comes day after tomorrow. The hope is this slips precisely over those pipes, but we'll see. I'll just glue it down with liquid nails. All right, like a glove. Don't be too impressed though, this is my second attempt. So I'm just gonna glue that down. That should have a nice neat look back there. Still gotta figure out what to do about that. Phone's dying, but hopefully I can record to the end. But these are the 2 top pieces that'll go across here, and then I forgot I need cross braces, leaving a hole in the middle for the vessel sink where we drill down and bring in the plumbing up. So I'm gonna stain these and then just pin them into place real quick. Okay, it's done. I think it looks nice. That's the back against the wall. This is against the wall as well. we'll see how this wood holds up over time. We'll probably seal it and then put the vessel sink on top and the stemmed up faucet. And then leaves room for baskets below or whatever. Maybe down the road we'll take this top off and replace it with a granite top or something. But we had one of these in our last house and we liked it. So. My phone is literally like down to 1%, so I don't know what more I'll be able to put on this video, but in case this is the end of it, then did quite a bit of just small stuff today. And that's kind of what we're, other than me laying the floors, and finishing up the back gable. Those little pieces, it's just a whole bunch of small stuff for me. Floors and trim on this side, but that's kind of like the final two big punches. Other than that, it's a whole bunch of little things for me. So I'm happy we got this done.